We are going to be successful. In a few weeks, the shop was open. We sell the most expensive products in a country where everybody was going by.
Luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. The viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers. The internet is now in a frenzy over claims that some of the most iconic designer bags are actually born in
The CEO of Louis Vuitton has officially stepped down, and the timing is no coincidence. Explosive leaks out of China have exposed the fashion giant's darkest secrets: price manipulation, supplier exploitation, and ruthless profit-driven schemes.
A slowdown and a contraction in the global luxury market. About 50 million people either opted out or were forced out of the luxury market over the past 2 years.
The public is furious, international backlash is exploding, and calls for boycotts are growing louder by the hour. Now, with the CEO gone and the truth going viral, Louis Vuitton is facing the biggest reputation crisis in decades. So, what exactly did China uncover? And why is this the scandal that could bring down an empire? Whispers are swirling through elite fashion circles that Bernard Arnault, the billionaire titan behind LVMH, may be stepping down much sooner than expected. Officially, he was approved to remain CEO until the age of 85, but recent rumors suggest he's preparing to retire at 76, 9 years early. And while age might be the polite excuse, some believe the real reason is far more complicated. There's been growing unverified chatter that mounting scandals and internal backlash are shaking shareholder confidence. Behind closed doors, some insiders claim Arnault's golden touch is losing its shine, especially as the brand empire faces increasing scrutiny over its labor practices and the authenticity of its products. His name once stood as the ultimate symbol of luxury dominance, but now there are murmurs that even his legacy could be at risk. Whether it's strategic retreat or a forced exit disguised as retirement, the narrative surrounding his departure is already fueling intense speculation across the fashion world. For years, consumers believed they were buying handcrafted excellence from European ateliers. But now, shocking footage and factory leaks are flipping that fantasy on its head.
Most of them are made in China, and most of them are made in our factory. Yeah, I'm telling you. But why these luxury brands never tell you that? Because they are trying to pretend to be products of some sophisticated European countries like Italy or
Viral TikToks from Chinese creators have exposed what many suspected but few could prove: that luxury bags stamped with "Made in France" or "Made in Italy" are often mass-produced in China. These creators aren't just talking, they're showing receipts. Videos reveal identical-looking bags rolling off production lines, followed by side-by-side comparisons with items bought from flagship stores. Reports claim that due to global tariffs and supply chain pressures, brands have increasingly shifted production to China. Quietly. The implication? That heritage branding has become more of a marketing trick than a reflection of real origin. What's more alarming is how little consumers actually know about where their $3,000 bags are coming from. If the most iconic items in luxury fashion are being outsourced in bulk, what's left of the myth of artisanal European craftsmanship? Italian prosecutors made headlines when they revealed how global brands have been exploiting legal loopholes to slap "Made in Italy" labels on products mostly made elsewhere. According to court filings, luxury giants like Dior and Armani have allegedly been conducting only the bare minimum of work, sometimes as small as sewing on a button, in Italian facilities to qualify for the prestigious label. The rest of the manufacturing, shipped in from Chinese suppliers or assembled under murky subcontracting chains. Even more disturbing are reports that some of these Italian factories are operated by Chinese businesses using undocumented labor under questionable conditions. It's a practice that doesn't just deceive customers, it also undercuts legitimate Italian artisans who are being pushed out by a system built on appearances rather than integrity. This scandal hasn't just exposed shady legal tactics, It's cast a harsh light on the entire luxury labeling game, calling into question the authenticity of nearly everything high fashion claims to stand for. For decades, the luxury industry justified sky-high prices by pointing to rare materials, expert craftsmanship, and timeless design. But now, that justification is being ripped apart. Whistleblowers and insiders have revealed the raw numbers, and they're jaw-dropping. One report alleges that a $2,780 Dior bag was produced for just $57 in total costs, including labor, leather, and packaging. The legendary Louis Vuitton Neverfull, said to cost under $50 to make and sold for over $1,500. These figures expose markups of more than 1,000%, with consumers paying not for quality, but for brand perception. The breakdowns show that the real cost isn't in the materials, but in the illusion. Marketing campaigns, celebrity endorsements, and store atmospheres designed to make customers feel like they're buying into something special. In reality, what they're getting might be closer to mass-produced fashion at a luxury price tag. It sounds like something out of a movie, but multiple reports suggest that hidden workshops operated by Chinese laborers have quietly become a fixture in Italy's fashion manufacturing scene. According to local watchdog groups and investigative journalists, these facilities often exist off the books, with workers lacking proper visas, contracts, or protections. Long shifts, minimal pay, and cramped sleeping quarters reportedly define the daily routine. What's even more shocking is that these same workshops may be used by major luxury brands who subcontract production through layers of third parties, effectively washing their hands of any direct accountability. This shadowy arrangement allows brands to maintain their Made in Italy status while relying on the very labor conditions they claim to rise above. It's a brutal irony, and one that threatens to permanently tarnish the image of European craftsmanship that these labels have so carefully cultivated. In the summer of 2024, a Chinese TikToker named Wayne Sin sent shockwaves through the fashion world with videos that claim to show actual factories producing lookalikes of luxury bags with near identical quality. His content didn't just compare dupes to originals, it filmed inside factories allegedly producing the same designs, leading many to wonder whether these were knockoff shops or something more official. The videos went viral fast, but then, mysteriously, they started disappearing. Multiple users reported that Sin's content was being shadow banned or removed entirely, fueling suspicions of platform interference or brand pressure. Some speculated that Sin may have accidentally exposed real suppliers used by global fashion houses, or that he got too close to revealing the truth about factory overruns. Either way, his disappearance from the algorithm only added fuel to the fire, and many now see his case as proof of how far the industry will go to keep its dirty secrets buried. In a twist that luxury brands never saw coming, high-quality dupes are now more desirable than ever, and some of them may not even be fakes. Platforms like DHgate and Elbow have exploded in popularity by offering bags that look, feel, and function nearly identically to designer originals. What's causing all the buzz is that some of these dupes might actually be factory overruns. Extra stock produced in the same facilities, with the same materials, just without official brand tags. Influencers have posted viral side-by-side comparisons, showing how hard it is to tell the difference. For buyers, the logic is simple. Why pay $3,000 when you can get the same bag for $150? And for manufacturers, it's a new opportunity to profit from rejected or excess stock. The lines between original and imitation are getting blurrier by the day, and some insiders believe the age of true exclusivity is already over. Luxury brands have long claimed the moral high ground by touting sustainability, ethical sourcing, and environmental stewardship. But recent investigations have started to expose a much uglier truth behind the polished PR. LVMH, in particular, has come under fire for marketing campaigns that frame its products as eco-conscious, while continuing to rely on global supply chains riddled with opacity and alleged exploitation. While the conglomerate highlights efforts like leather traceability and carbon reduction, critics argue it's all surface-level spin, classic greenwashing. One watchdog group revealed that several LVMH suppliers, despite being certified sustainable, were caught violating environmental regulations and underpaying laborers in their home countries. Meanwhile, the materials promoted as vegan or recycled often comprise only a small percentage of the final product. The image of the ethically responsible luxury house is turning out to be more illusion than reality. And for consumers who bought into the fantasy of responsible opulence, the betrayal cuts deep. Luxury fashion's worst enemy isn't the counterfeiters or the fast fashion boom, it's TikTok. Gen Z creators are tearing down decades of brand mystique with a few swipes and a well-lit camera. These truth-tellers are comparing $3,000 handbags to $100 dupes and pointing out the often invisible quality differences. Some videos go viral simply for showing how easy it is to get scammed by overpriced authentic items that look and feel no different from knockoffs. Others take viewers inside factories, expose resale market scams, and dissect the psychological marketing tricks used by brands to justify massive markups. Even more threatening is the fact that these creators are democratizing fashion literacy, reminding younger buyers that luxury is more about marketing than materials. Brands that once controlled their image through Vogue editorials and red carpets are now helpless against a teenager with an iPhone and the receipts. The industry's carefully constructed house of cards is being shaken by a platform that runs on transparency, comparison, and cultural skepticism. There's a growing underground movement that's blurring the line between counterfeit and couture. And it's not your grandma's fake bag. These so-called super fakes are produced in the exact same materials, with the same craftsmanship, and often by the same workers who produce the official goods. The only difference? They're sold through unofficial channels. According to former factory insiders, some of these items are made during unauthorized night shifts or through small-scale overruns, with extra pieces sold quietly to black market resellers. This practice, known in fashion circles as ghost manufacturing, is exploding in popularity. Some resellers even brag about having factory access that allows them to get what they claim are one-to-one matches to designer items. And here's the catch: many buyers no longer care if it's technically authentic. As long as the bag looks good, holds up, and feels real, they'll take the savings, and the brands can't do much to stop it. This new gray area could permanently destabilize the traditional luxury resale market and redefine what it means to be real. The Birkin bag was once the pinnacle of elite exclusivity, but a TikTok-fueled scandal featuring Cardi B may have ripped the facade wide open. In late 2024, a leaked video showed Cardi allegedly being snubbed by a Hermès sales associate, igniting a firestorm of accusations about racism, gatekeeping, and classism within the brand's tightly controlled sales system. Users began sharing their own horror stories, being ignored in boutiques, asked invasive financial questions, or told they weren't ready for a Birkin. What followed was a cultural reckoning, with influencers exposing how the process of buying a bag was less about wealth and more about compliance, about knowing the unspoken rules, flattering the sales staff, and proving yourself worthy. Some even speculated that the exclusivity was manufactured through artificial scarcity and manipulated allocations. As Cardi's fans rallied behind her, the incident shined a spotlight on how luxury brands use subtle exclusion as a branding tool, and how that might be backfiring in a world demanding transparency and equality. The luxury fashion industry was built on one idea: that expensive means exceptional. But now, as consumers dig deeper, that fantasy is collapsing. From alleged sweatshop labor behind $6,000 handbags to social media influencers exposing price markups and shady sourcing, the entire system is unraveling. The illusion of heritage craftsmanship, exclusivity, and ethical superiority is being replaced by a far less flattering reality: that luxury, at its core, is often just overpriced mass production wrapped in glossy storytelling. Consumers are no longer content to buy into branding without substance. They want proof. Proof that the bag they bought was worth the price, that the company treats its workers fairly, that sustainability isn't just a buzzword. And increasingly, luxury brands are failing that test. This isn't just a PR crisis, it's an identity crisis. What happens when the world realizes that the emperor isn't wearing designer clothes, but a marketing costume stitched together by profit margins, secrecy, and smoke?